Hello, Jay McMahon from Quickie Aronson. Today we're going to do a little bit of quick video on how to make text to CAD conversion using Nestmaster or ProNest software. I've got ProNest on here right now. If you're using anything in the PNC-12 series, you'll notice you'll have some of the older software would be the Nestmaster, some of the newer software would be ProNest LT. Basically the same thing, different name, different, very minute features different between them. Anyways, what we're going to do, first thing we're going to do is open up the edit parts list. Double click on that, take it to the next screen, and then there's this nice 2D CAD feature in here. Using that, you'll notice there's two different text options. There's a standard font for writing letters or numbers on a piece, and then there's also the bubble letters. We're going to use the bubble letters because what those are going to do is actually give us a physical line or an outline of the whole entire letter, so therefore it'll work as a cut path. I like to write how we're going to do. First thing I want to do is turn on my caps lock, because generally when you write in capitals it's a lot easier because there's a lot less tabbing and cutouts that you're going to have to do in it. You'll see that later on in the video where I actually go through some of that stuff. So the first thing we're going to do is click on here. We're going to write text to CAD conversion. And I'm also going to do a lowercase text to CAD conversion. Okay to that. Go ahead and click that in. We're going to take that and make that into large video, and now we can see it just fine. Now you'll see here there's going to be minimal amount of tabbing needed. So the lowercase e has to tab, large capitals don't have to. O's are, regardless, you're going to have to do it. A's pretty much, yeah, and then so on. So later on in the next portion of the video, I'm going to go on how to actually tab these portions out. Okay, so now we're using our draft site, Dassault Systems CAD package here, and we're going to go ahead and start making some different files here. Now you'll notice on the capital letters, there's a lot less dropouts to have to cut out. You have your O's, your D's, A's, Q's, those are all going to be the same. You're going to have to go ahead and tab those so you don't lose the center portion. Now in the lowercase stuff, you'll notice there's a lot other letters also. There's the E's. Now that's the only one I see here so far. But either way, let's go ahead and start snipping these. First thing we're going to want to do is make a line. Bring your line up. I like to turn on this ortho feature here. It makes my turn on ortho here, so all the lines are up and down, completely parallel and vertical to each other. Escape there. Now we'll go ahead here. We're going to Snipping Tool. I'm going to zoom in on this, pick these points, press Enter, cut those, cut those. Now we're going to do another snip. I held Control on that one, so I was able to get a little extra bit on this. Make sure you pick all the points, go ahead, press Enter. Now after this point, we can go through here. We can trim these pieces out. Now I had an issue here, so let's go ahead and just delete that. We'll pick a line. My E-snap is also on, you can notice. Pick a line again. Now let's get rid of this extra line here and delete that out. Same thing for the A. Take a line here. Snipping tool. Save these points. Press Enter to that. Take those lines out of there. Get rid of that line. Snipping tool again. These are going to be our borders. Press Enter. Bring them over. Enter again, and we're okay there. The D is going to be the same thing. Another way you can do this also is from the side. It's all a matter of your preference. Snipping tool again. It's kind of repetitious, but definitely a surefire way to make parts. I would highly recommend using a mouse at this point, because if you're doing this on a laptop without one, you're not going to be a happy camper. It's a lot of excessive work that's not necessarily needed, and it doesn't give you the ability to zoom right in on your parts. Press enter to that. Now you'll notice here that I'm missing a little bit, and it's actually deleting everything. That's because some of these little nodes here are not quite picked all the way. So it's not going to use those as a reference line. It really only gets complicated on curves for good reason, because obviously there's a lot of little line segments that make each. Whereas if you noticed when I did the A in the back side of the D, those were straight lines, so it's very easy to pick those sections. Our same deal, you can go up through the center here. Another thing, once you pick a process though, I would stick to it to keep it uniform across the sign. Because if you don't do that, you're going to end up, it's going to look goofy. We're zooming right in there. See what I mean about the little tiny nodes there? There's not quite enough. You got to really zoom right in there to get a hold of it. Take that away, delete that. Snipping tool again. I want to make sure that all these are picked properly. I mean, it looks pretty good. Enter there. I'm going to take out just the external portions. Now that would be your R. I'll do another O here just for good measure. I missed a step there. I wasn't able to get to the other side of it yet. Do the same thing here. Looks pretty good. And we are all set. I'm not going to go ahead and get into this lowercase stuff here. I think you understand it by this point in time. If you have any issues, please feel free to give us a call, 585-492-2400. Portable group is extension 386 and extension 208 for technical service. Thank you much. Have a nice day.